Thank you for coming by my site, Tori Magoo 44. Today is the 28th of March. We're just a few days from Easter, and this is going to be my kind of wrap up of the Trap, Scientology Trap Part 5, and the cheese. And as I've explained in each one of the videos what some of the cheese is, I realized this could go on forever because there's tons of things that keep you coming back to the trap. I mean, even people, I just heard of someone recently that was ready to leave and literally ready to leave. They got on them and nope, don't want to talk to you, don't want to watch any videos, don't want to hear anything. That's Scientology. That's the Church of Scientology. That's what they do. They cut people off so that you're not really able to look at the facts. And that's all I'm here for, is to say to the people that are out there, if you're in the Church of Scientology, look at both sides. If you're considering going in the Church of Scientology, look at both sides. This video, one of the ultimate trap, the ultimate cheese for the trap in Scientology, in my opinion, is the OT levels. OT level stands for operating thetan. Hubbard said that you and I are thetans. That's our spirit, right? I mean, a lot of people joke that Hubbard had a lisp, and so he would say he was saying Satan, but he would say thetan. Anyway, whatever. Either way, an operating thetan, what is it? Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of people give their wins about OT wins, but basically, there's a guy named James Randi who's offered $1 million to anyone who can prove any of their, extraterrestrial sightings or abilities, not the sightings, but I mean abilities that they have, amazing experiences or things that they can do. They can levitate things and, whatever it is, he'll give you $1 million if you can prove it. And no one ever has won the $1 million so far. And I don't even think Scientologists have gone to even try. But the point is, it is the ultimate bait on a hook, right? It's like you're almost there. And it's the OT levels, which are really, because whether, people get onto the bridge to total freedom, right, with the intention to get free of any upsets or pains or problems that they might have in their life, or just to be better, to be a better person, to be bigger, to be stronger, to be more powerful. And the OT levels are always, that's where it's at. Because you don't really know what it is. It's all top secret. Now, out on the internet, most people, you people watching it, you've heard Xenu, which of course, then and for years, even in the church, you cannot say that word ever, not ever. You'll be right down to ethics and in big trouble. Or they'll lie about it and say, you don't believe what you always hear, do you? Because they deny it, because it is part of OT3. And I, for a long time, wasn't even going to say anything about it because for whatever reasons. But you know what? It's so out on the internet now. It's just one of those things. It is part of it. OT3 is the story of Xenu. You can see it on xenu.net, xenu.net, and it's all in that's L. Ron Hubbard's handwritten thing. When I got on OT3, they handed me that pack, and everyone had been saying, "Oh, Tori, for you, this is going to be so great. When you get on OT3, you're just not going to believe it." So by the time you finally get on it, you're so hyped up for it that this is for you. This is the thing for you, right? More than anybody. And they handed me this pack, which now they have a whole long course that they kind of walk you through all this story of Hubbard's. But at the time, they just handed you a pack. It was in almost like a closet. It was a little tiny room, and I opened it up, and it said 75 million years. Or first of all, Hubbard said he nearly died, researching for it. And then he said 75 million years ago, bop, 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 and he goes through the whole story. And I literally sat back, and I thought, you have to be kidding. They have to be joking. They can't possibly. Xenu? No way. But then, see, everyone has their own thing on it. Me, I have epilepsy. None of the doctors, no neurological doctors will say this is what causes epilepsy. I mean, they have a few things if you hit your head or something, but I didn't. So they don't really know what caused epilepsy. I don't have it. My parent, it's not in my family. It's not a genetic thing. I don't know. And they don't know either. So all of a sudden I thought, maybe L. Ron Hubbard has it right. Maybe it was Xenu, and maybe this is caused all these by these body thetans and clusters of body thetans. And anyway, I fell for it. And I honestly can say it truly proved to me a man, believes what he wants to believe and disregards the rest. And it's like if you think something enough, if you honestly believe it enough, it will happen. And I was having these fantastic sessions because, and this is solo where you're doing it just with yourself, right? And these spirits that are supposed to be around you. But because I so much believed these spirits were causing epilepsy and now I'm getting rid of them, it was like, oh my God, every session I literally looked physically different in the mirror. I did. And people were saying, we've never seen anybody change like you have, Tori. And then I finished and I decided to get off my medication for epilepsy because I'd handled the source of it, right? Wrong. I went into status epilepticus, multiple seizures. Thank God in the back of my head, I was smart enough to call my friend Jerry, who I knew was kind of on the fence and would take me right to Morton Plant Hospital, not way out in the boondocks like Lisa McPherson, and I would have been dead. And the doctor said, you almost died. This was because it was status epilepticus is like seizure after seizure after seizure. And I came out of it. It was just a mess. And that was it for me. That was it. I was done ever trying to get off my medicine again, ever. That was it. I mean, I fought him for 30 years, but that was it for me, really. That I was done. So anyway, now I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, so that's the final thing for the cheese really is the OT levels. And as far as I'm concerned, my opinion is no, they don't really work. They can give the illusion of working, or you think they work, but do they really work? Not really. Now, there's people out there that say they do, and they're sure they do, and they've had huge wins on it, and I'm not going to say they didn't. I mean, it's an individual thing, but I'm saying for me personally, no. And did I have anybody that I knew that really I thought had OT wins? No, not really. I mean, in the old days, they used to let you say all these things, and you used to hear these unbelievable stories. I mean, it was really great for the Regs to get people to pay for it because people made up all kinds of stuff. But now, not so much. They don't even let you do that because I think they got sued so much by people saying, hey, that didn't happen at all. So anyway, there you go. That's I mean, I could talk about it forever as far as the trap and the cheese, and I will periodically, but that's the main part of the series. I think that gives you a good start on it. And I just wanted to show you before I leave, I have a few favorite Easter things because Easter's coming up. I have a few different bunnies. Here's one of my bigger ones that someone gave me. And this is my absolute favorite Easter bunny. You gotta admit, with those ears, that is an all-time great bunny. So I'm not celebrating Easter religiously, but I always have fun on Easter. It's a wonderful time of the year. And if you have children, definitely get some fun things and have a wonderful time on Easter. And for everyone, have a wonderful weekend. I love you. Bye-bye.